Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm going to go over how I mix my paints and some of the things that I use when I mix my paints. I use mostly Gaia paint. This is a surfacer or a primer. It's a 50 milliliter bottle. Once thinned, this will make 150 milliliters of paint because you thin it 3-to-1 Gaia. Or at least that's how I do it. I've been doing that ever since I started modeling. So this here is a metallic. I'm going to show you how to mix a metallic and what thinner I use for it. This is a 30 milliliter bottle. It will actually, or I'm sorry, this is a 15 milliliter bottle, and it will actually make 60 milliliters. So this type of bottle here. Now, if you're wondering where I get all these bottles, I get these on Amazon. They're not very expensive at all. You can look under tattoo ink bottles. I think that's where I found them. Anyways, and they work really good for pre-thinning your paint. You want rubber gloves, of course, safety, and plus you don't want to make a mess. I always use some paper towels. I use mostly Mr. Color leveling thinner for just about everything, except for metallics. Metallics, I like to use this Mr. Color rapid thinner. It helps the little metal flakes inside the paint settle better and flow better. I also like to use Gaia's what is it called? Thinner, but it's I think it's metallic master or something like that. But it's really expensive. This is like, I think like $15 or $16 for this bottle, maybe. And you get a little 250 milliliter bottle of the Gaia, and it's like $20. So this works just as well. All these two leveling thinners will work with just about any lacquer paint on the market. So this has a little bit faster drying time than the leveling thinner, but it helps the metal flakes in the paint settle faster, better. So I'm going to put this paint on the shaker. This here is already mixed, so I'll put this on the shaker here in a minute when I do that. You want some of these little stainless steel balls, shaker balls I call them, or BBs, or whatever you want to call them. I get these on Amazon also. You can also use glass beads. I don't have any glass beads to show you because I don't use them. I like to use these. I've never had these rust or have a problem with them. All right, give me 1 minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have all my paint shaken up and it's well mixed, as you can see the color in the bottom. You can see it's not separated or anything. We'll go ahead and we'll start. And let's see here. Start putting my gloves on and my other glove on. And I highly recommend making sure you wear gloves when you do this. You don't want to get paint on your skin, because then you have to use thinner to get it off, and you know, it just becomes kind of a pain. All right, so we're going to set this one here off to the side for the moment. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead and take one of these BBs and I'll throw it in this bottle just like that. And I know a lot of people use a paint stirrer, paint stick to pour their paint in. I don't do that. I don't have any of those. So what I like to do is just like this. I literally just slowly pour it in. Just like this. And as you can see, it doesn't really make that big of a mess. You just do have a little bit on the lip. I just take a paper towel and I wipe that lip a little bit there. And set that off to the side here. And there's still some paint in there. So what I like to do is I like to actually take this here and I'll just put some thinner in it like that. Set that over there. Now I know this here is a metallic also, and I told you I like to use the rapid thinner on the metallics, but this is also a surfacer, so it's not really going to matter because it's going to be an undercoat. And with these guys, they have that extra plastic cap on a lot of them, so you got to make sure you put that back in there. Anyways, then what we'll do is we'll just shake this around. We'll give it some good shakes. You can see how when you're shaking it around, I don't know if you can see the pigment moving or not in there, the metal flake, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, I just keep doing this for a few minutes until I see, you see it here, you see here how that looks, how that it's kind of a, you can kind of see through the bottle. So on the one side there, that means that it's all shaken up nicely. And then I take and I do the same thing that I just did. Oh, the cap stayed up in there that time. Okay, anyways, so then I just do the same thing. I carefully pour that in there like so. And as you can see, we got all the paint out of that bottle. So we're going to set this bottle to the side. And since I already know this is a 120 milliliter bottle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thinner and I'm just going to fill that all the way up. I might have to get another bottle of thinner out here. And it's looking like it. And I like to go right up as to there because this really makes 150 milliliters. This is how I thin these 50 milliliter bottles. Go ahead and give it some good shakes. You hear that ball bearing in there, and as you can see now we have some pre-thinned paint here. Now if I stick this back over in the paint shaker on my other table, it would shake it up and it would mix it up as nice as it was in the bottle. So, and we'll just set that off to the side. I'm going to put the cap back on here, and we're going to set that off to the side so we can remove the label and put the label on the bottle later. All right, I'll show you how I do the normal Gaia. It's the same way. I take a ball bearing. Take the ball bearing, drop it in that bottle. See? Alrighty, so we'll set those off to the side. Hope I'm doing this where everyone can see okay. I'll move the camera just a little bit down so you can see this bottle a little better. So this one here is Star Bright Iron. It does not have one of those caps on it. Now what I like to do, because I like to save the labels and put them on my bottles, is you'll see like it'll have your number of and what color it is on the front. I like to turn the bottle like this, so if I get any drips, it gets on the back and I can just trim that off later. Anyway, so I'm just going to do the same exact thing with this one here. As you can see, it's just going right down in there real nice and easy. You're not in a big hurry here. Just let all that pigment get down in there. And now that we did that, we'll take our cloth and we'll wipe that rim off good there. Like that, I guess. I guess that's okay. Now, I told you I'm going to use the rapid thinner. Oh, these caps are really, really nice. Also, these are by Mr. Color. They make them, and I think there's 3. There's a green one, this yellow one for the leveling thinner, and a pink one for the rapid thinner. They come in a 3-pack. But anyways, I'm going to use this rapid thinner here. Open that up. As you see, Mr. Color, rapid thinner. And we're going to fill that just about halfway, not quite. We'll set that off to the side. I can leave that open because I'm going to use it. Put the cap back on. And we'll shake, 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 shake. Feel like should be doing the Macarena or something here. I got a maraca or something. Now, as you see, this one here cleared up real fast. I think you can see that. It's a little harder to see on these dark ones, but you can see the levels down here, and this is all clear up here. So we're ready to go ahead and pour this into this in with the paint that we just put in the bottle. Same method. Just real easy like that. And we have a clean empty bottle. Now I'm going to fill this bottle all the way up to the top also, like I did with the other one. But I'm going to use the rapid thinner. Right there, 60 milliliters. Put the cap on. We already have our ball bearing in there. Let's put the cap back on this bottle and we'll set it off to the side. Now there's many ways that you could take the labels off the old bottles. Uh-oh. Do I have a bad seal or something here? What's going on? Okay. Give it some good shakes. Make sure. And there you have it. And that's how you mix Gaia paint. It's a three parts thinner to 1 part paint. Ratio is what I like to use. It sprays real good out of the airbrush like that. Now I'm going to show you. I do these labels 2 different ways. A lot of times these are brand new or pretty new bottles, so the adhesive is still kind of soft. But if you get an old one, you might have to use a blow dryer and heat the bottle a little bit, heat the label up. But I need to take my gloves off to do this. So let me get my gloves off. And I'm going to try and show you guys how I do my labels without the blow dryer, because it is possible. Now let's see. I need my good old X-Acto knife here. And if you watch my tool video, you saw that I have 2 different types. I have the display one, which I use for modeling. It has a different tip. This one here is an X-Acto. And what I like to do is I like to find this lip here at the back, like down at the bottom or at the top, whatever, and I like to get a little start on that. Now let's see, this one here might give me a little bit of trouble. You don't cut yourself. You want to just get up underneath that label a little bit like that. And once you do, this is why I like to use this knife here, because it's got a longer blade on it, and you see, just kind of start lifting that label up there. This one here is going to be a problem because I'm doing it on camera, I guess, or trying to do it on camera. But you see here, see how I'm doing. Now, if this doesn't want to come off, that's okay. You can make your own labels. You can, if you have a printer, you can scan, or you can go online and just get find the paint and get a picture of it and print that label out and just use some tape afterwards. You see what I'm doing here? I'm cutting the glue on the bottle here, but you want it even. You don't want because you want to be able to get it all off like this here and lift it up, so when you pull it, you're going to just slowly pull this and make sure you don't rip it where you want it to look. or you know, like where you want to be able to see it. I mean, not look. See, these will come off without a heat gun, like this. Oh, you see what happened here? It started to catch. So what I do is I take my X-Acto knife, and this is kind of hard on camera. Oh, shoot. I take my X-Acto knife, and I just push that down and back in, and then I'll try and make sure that I get that going where it's not going to keep doing that. You see there? I lifted that up there. Anyways, so now that we have that, and I like to put a finger back here when I'm pulling and do like this. That way it steadies it. And there we go. There's our label. And then we'll just take the bottle, line it up how we want it on the bottle. Go back here so we can see on camera. And just like that. If it's not as straight as you want it, you can pull it back up and place it back down. It's hard to do on camera. Looks like it's going to be pretty straight there. Just wrap it around. Wrap it around. And there you go. See? And that's all there is to it. Anyways, so that's how you mix Gaia paint. If you're mixing Mr. Color paint, which is something else that I like to use, those thin a little differently. They thin. Let's see, they're 10 milliliter bottles, and you get 30 milliliters out of the entire thing. So I guess it's kind of a 3-to-1. I guess it's 3-to-1 also. I might be wrong on that. I'll have to check that, but they might be. Hold on a second. Let me look at that. These are, yes, these are 10 milliliter bottles, and you're going to thin those. They're 10 milliliter bottles, and you're going to thin those and up to 30. You can thin that up to 30 milliliters. Also, so this some of these labels here I found on the Starbright paint are a little bit trickier because of the paper that they're made out of, the label paper, the metallic on the outside of it, and they don't like to cooperate as much sometimes. These are the ones I find that I end up having to use a heat gun on a lot, or a blow dryer works. But this one here was a newer purchase, so it's not that old. It wasn't sitting on the shelf. But you see what'll happen here. I don't know if you can see this here, but I'll just go and do this. I'll try and push it back up so we still have some adhesive there. And I try and get my knife right under it and kind of push up. So that way it folds it, and then you see it just keeps coming off pretty easy there. You just go slow with it. If you hurry and try and just rip these things off, you're going to rip the label up real bad and stuff. There we go. And we have Starbright iron, and we're going to do the same thing here on this bottle. Let me get around here. Got a camera in my way. Now on some of these here, they don't lay down as flat like I'd like them to. And so what I'll, especially with the foils, so I'll kind of just try and smooth it out. And there we go. Gaia 125 Star Bright Iron Metallic. Alright, well I think that's about going to do it for this video. It was just a quick one. I had some friends on my Discord, our one Discord server that I'm part of, asking about how to mix paints, how I mix paints and things like that. And this was just a little quick tutorial, and I hope it helps somebody out. Please remember to like and subscribe my videos. There will be a link somewhere for my channel, and I'll make sure that I put my latest video up on the channel here on a card. Alright, thank you very much. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you.